Good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning or wherever you are in your day for this weekly meditation. I want to show you some stones this morning. I've grown a fascination for stones and their size and their shapes, and I'm not a geologist, or I'd be able to tell you the material that this stone is made of. I have some fascinating stones that I've collected over the years. This is a very pretty one. It's my worry stone. I can play with it and push all my worries into it, and it brings comfort as I pray and hold this stone. This is another similar stone, but in very different shapes and colours, and I love to pick that up and just look at it and play with it as well. I have this one, which I keep on saying one of these days will make a nice piece of jewellery, this stone will, as it's put into a setting. I think the same of this, very different. And then we have what we might call just a normal pebble. You'd pick it up on a beach anywhere, or find it insignificantly under a bush. Another one, different shape, different colour. And then there's these sort of stones that we would disregard as anything special at all. I have two of them here. Their shapes, their sizes are insignificant. Their colour, their material is different, and I wished I could tell you what that was. But I learnt that these misshapen, strange stones were of very good use in my younger years. When I was very young, I remember joining my family one day to repair a dry stone wall on a farm. It's something that I have never forgotten, and it interested me very much, and I felt really useful. The stones had tumbled down in part of this wall, leaving a gap that the animals could get through. What fascinated me so much was as the adults gathered up some of the large stones to replace them in the wall again, I was sent to find small stones. I was to find stones that could be wedged under the larger stones to keep them steady and firm. I would be shown the size of the gap that the stone was needed for, and off I would run in search of just the right stone, and some of those stones larger, but was those peculiar shapes that pushed under the edges. As the outer edge of the walls were built, I was soon sent to find any size stones I could find to fill in the centre to help the wall to become steady. Happily, I gathered stones that were scattered, all shapes and sizes, but important and necessary for the building of this dry stone wall. The Bible talks about Jesus being the cornerstone. When starting a building with stone, you need a special, sturdy cornerstone to build on. This stone will keep everything that's built upon it steady and firm. In 1 Peter chapter 1 and verses 4 to 5, we read, it's entitled, The Living Stone and a Chosen People. As you come to him, the living stone, rejected by humans, but chosen by God, and precious to him, you also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. Like those stones I once gathered from the field, under the hedges, by the stream, stones scattered, seemingly of no use, and ignored. We too are called to be gathered together. It is in that togetherness that we become the spiritual house, the church. We can feel ignored, neglected, ashamed, sadly, sometimes hurt by the church. But we are very much wanted, loved, and needed by God to be built into his church, to bring our praise and worship to God, to become a place of safety, shelter, security, and comfort to each other and all who come. Those scattered stones did not become a wall until they were brought together. Alone they were insignificant, but together they became important and useful. My prayer is, build your church, Lord. Build in each stone precious and needed. Wherever you are watching this, whatever your circumstances in life, I would encourage you to be built into the house of God. You are loved, wanted, and needed. Thank you for watching.